Hi there, in this video I'm going to show you on how to democratize billing data analysis. Now billing data is very common. Every enterprise, small, medium or large, have billing data. However, analyzing this billing data is restricted only to some technical users or business analysts. Now these users, they use SQL or they use dashboards in order to analyze this data. But in recent times, with the power of generative AI, anybody can analyze billing data. You just need to launch natural language questions to this billing data. So in this video, I'm going to show you on how to chat with billing data and get insights, and thus we will see on how to democratize billing data analysis for anybody. In order to demonstrate this video, I'm going to use a tool called as DATAJARVIS.ai. This tool has been developed by me in order to accelerate my video production, and you can also check it out. But first, let us start by looking at how and billing data looks like. So here we see some sample billing data. Every billing data has got a field called as invoice number. It also has got the date of the invoice. It has also got the SKU. SKU stands for stock keeping unit, which is the product code. And it also has got the product description, the product which was actually sold. It has got different information such as how much was sold in terms of quantity, in terms of value, as well as it has got some date information based on the invoice date. Now billing data is a bit special. It has also got this vertical link, means that there's a link, there's a relation between different records. So for example, if I take the record number 1 and the record number 2, both these items fall under the same invoice. It means that both these items are related. Now let us load this data into the platform DATAJARVIS. And so here I'm going to upload the file, and in a while I'll see all my data has been loaded. Let us now start chatting with this data and get powerful insights. One of the first interesting things we can see is to see on what is the trend, the time trend of the sale value. And we can do that with a line plot. So let us ask a question such as give me a line plot with the year month and the sum of the value. So this is going to show us on how the sales value look over time. And here we can see that the sales value are increasing. It increases till the month of April and then it goes down. So this is a nice way to understand the time trend of all the sales value. Let us now drill down to the product level. Let us ask a question such as, what are the top products by value? And here we'll get a list of invoice items which have very high value. And you can see that the item chicken seems to be getting the maximum sales value. So this is a nice way to understand which items are very good from a sales perspective compared to others. Let us now ask another question such as, what are the top 10 occurring products? So the previous analysis was based on the value, and this analysis is based on the product occurrence. It means how many times the product is occurring in different invoice items. And here we can see that the top items which are occurring in the invoices are cheese, eggs and bananas. They are on the top of the list. You can also see chicken, but chicken is a bit lower in the list. So this means that the chicken is not sold as much in terms of quantity compared to cheese, eggs and banana. But as we have seen in the previous analysis, that it is sold high in terms of value. So this naturally means that chicken is an item which is having a very high price, even though it is sold less in terms of quantity, but it is getting a very high value. Let us now also do some advanced visualization. Let us start by doing a heat map. And let us ask a question such as, give me a heat map between the product, the year, month and the value. And in a while we'll see a nice looking heat map. So this heat map, the x-axis is the product, the y-axis is the month in which the product is sold, and the color is an indication of the value at which it was sold. In this heat map, we can try to understand that which product is sold high in what time period. So for example, if you take chicken, you'll see that you have very high value in the months of April, May and June compared to the other months. So this is a nice way to understand the sales value with respect to the time for each and every product. Let us now also do some advanced analytics such as the market basket analytics. Market basket analytics helps us to understand which are the most or the frequently products bought together. And we can ask a question such as, what are the most frequently bought products bought together? And in a while, we see a reply such that no products were found, but we also see an indication and recommendation suggested by DATAJARVIS that you should lower the support threshold. So let me explain you what is this support threshold. So support threshold is a percentage of invoices where you have two frequently items bought together. So it is recommending to lower the support. So let us lower the support to 0.1 or 10%, meaning if two items are bought frequently in at least 10% of the invoices, we would like to see those particular items. So let us now lower the support and let us now see what are the results, what we get. And here now we see that we see a list of tables and we can see that rice and pasta seems to have been bought together in many of the invoices. We also see butter and egg also is frequently items which are bought together. And you also see a support value. So here, for example, you can see that a support of 13% for rice and pasta, which means that out of all the invoices, that 13% of invoices in which you see rice and pasta have been bought together. So this is pretty powerful. It helps us to understand which products have an affinity between them. And you can visualize this affinity also using a graph network. So in this graph network, each node corresponds to a product item, and the link between the nodes shows the affinity between the two product items. And if you hover over the link, you'll also see the support value. It means that what is the percentage of invoices in which these two items are bought together. So pretty interesting, a very nice way to visualize, and it's a pretty powerful insight. Now let us also do some more advanced analytics and let us do clustering. So we can tell to DATAJARVIS that make some clusters based on quantity and value, and let us attempt to make 3 clusters. So here we'll get a list of all invoices where you have each item in the invoice is assigned to a cluster. And let us try to also see this bar plot, which is an indication of number of items in each cluster, and we can see that most of the items belong to cluster 1. Now let us try to also interpret the clusters using a scatter plot. So in the scatter plot, each dot corresponds to an item and the color of the dot corresponds to the cluster. Let us analyze the blue cluster, which is the cluster number 2, and let us hover over it, and you can see that this corresponds to the very high value items, mostly items which are above 20, and you can see that this corresponds to mostly the items related to chicken. Now you can also see the yellow cluster, which is the cluster 0, and you can see that it has got a value between 7 and 12. And then you can also see the cluster 1, which corresponds to the green cluster, and here you can see that these values are between 1 and 7, low items with lower values. Now one interesting insight what we can have is there is a gap between the cluster yellow and cluster blue. And this corresponds to a price range between 12 and 20. So we have an opportunity to introduce items between this price range. So you can see that clustering can give us very powerful insights, and it can also help us decide on what actions to take if we have to make additional sales or if we have to fulfill a gap within the existing product line items. Now, this gap can also be confirmed using this radar plot. You can see there's a big gap between the blue cluster and the yellow cluster. So you can see, my friends, this interactive way of building data analysis is very productive. We got a lot of insights. We got insights about the time trend of sales. We got insights into what are the top occurring product in terms of value as well as quantity. We also got insights, very powerful insights using market basket analysis, which was all about what are the top products which are bought together. And then we also had insights about are there any gaps in our product selling prices, which was revealed using clustering. You can continue asking questions to DATAJARVIS, and the number of questions which you can ask is limitless, and you can also get limitless insights into this billing data. So my friends, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If yes, please do consider subscribing to the channel, and if you have some billing data, I would recommend that you should upload it on DATAJARVIS and start getting insights from this billing data. Thank you, and see you soon in another exciting video.